My phone buzzed during lunch. I glanced down at Vanessa's text. "We need to talk about the wedding. Actually, don't bother coming. The guest list is tight and honestly, you'd look out of place." I read it 3 times. My hands started shaking. My coffee went cold. Another text popped up. "Mom agrees. You understand, right? It's my day." I stared at those words until they blurred. My own sister. Her wedding. And I wasn't good enough to attend. My name is Clara. I'm 26 years old, and I've spent most of my life being invisible to my family. I work as an assistant manager at a local bookstore cafe. The pay is modest, but I love it. I love the smell of old paper and fresh espresso. I love the quiet moments between the rush. I love recommending books to customers who actually listen. But my family? They never saw any of that. I grew up overshadowed by my older sister Vanessa. She's 29 now. She was the beauty pageant winner, the popular one, the one everyone noticed. When she walked into a room, I was always the bookish one, the plain one, tolerated but never celebrated. My parents, Mom Linda and Dad Robert, they spent my whole childhood prioritizing Vanessa, her dance recitals, her pageants, her college applications, her career, her everything. I put myself through community college, found my own apartment at 22, learned early that if I wanted something, I had to do it myself. The only person who ever really saw me was my grandmother, Dorothy. We'd spend hours together talking about books, history, dreams. She'd listen to me in a way no one else did. She passed away 8 months before Vanessa's wedding. While I was quietly grieving, my family was obsessed with planning Vanessa's dream wedding. She was marrying Trevor, this successful real estate agent. Everything had to be perfect. I wasn't the one with the designer wardrobe or the Instagram perfect life, but I had something they never bothered to notice. I had Grandma, Dorothy's trust. If you've ever been pushed aside by your own family, subscribe right now and tell me where you're watching from. I need to know I'm not alone in this. Because that text message, that uninvitation, it wasn't just hurtful. It was final proof that I didn't matter to them. The text came on a Tuesday afternoon, 3 months before the wedding. I'd already bought a dress. I'd already requested time off work. I thought maybe it was a joke, a cruel one, but still a joke. I called Vanessa. She answered on the 3rd ring. "Clara, I don't have time for drama. Trevor and I discussed it. The venue has limited seating." My voice felt small. "But I'm your sister. You posted save the dates for 150 guests. Her tone went ice cold. "Exactly. 150 people who matter to our social circle. You wouldn't know anyone there anyway. You'd just sit in the corner looking uncomfortable." I pressed. "Does Mom know about this?" It was her idea, actually. She said we shouldn't waste a seat on someone who won't even be in the photos we'd want to keep. My stomach dropped. I hung up, called Mom Linda. She was dismissive. "Vanessa has a vision for her day, honey. You know how you get at big events? Awkward, quiet. We're just trying to avoid any issues." Issues. I'd never caused a single issue in my life. I tried calling Dad. He didn't answer, just sent a text. "Support your sister's decision. Be mature about this." I sat in my apartment that night, staring at the dress hanging in my closet. Navy blue. Simple. I'd spent 2 weeks finding it. I felt devastated, confused, but it got worse. A week later, I ran into my cousin Kelly at the grocery store. She grabbed my arm, excited. "So what color is your bridesmaid dress? I'm dying to see the whole lineup together." I froze. I'm not in the wedding." Her face fell. "Oh, I thought..." "Vanessa said you declined the invitation? Something about being jealous of her success?" My blood went cold. "That's not true," I didn't decline anything. Kelly looked uncomfortable. Oh. Well, that's what she told everyone. The lies spread through my family like wildfire. Suddenly I wasn't just uninvited, I was bitter, petty, jealous. I tried correcting the narrative. No one listened. Then Vanessa called me 2 days later. Hey, so I need a favor. Her voice was sweet. Fake sweet. Since you're not coming to the wedding anyway, I was hoping you could pay for the rehearsal dinner flowers as your wedding gift. It's only $800. I couldn't speak. She kept going. It's the least you can do. Grandma Dorothy left you some of her old books, right? Sell a few. Family helps family. That's when I realized I wasn't just uninvited. I was being actively exploited. 2 weeks later, I found out about the brunch. I was still in the family group chat. Probably an oversight. Photos started flooding in. Mom hosting a wedding planning brunch at her house. Mimosas, pastries, laughter. Aunt Diane, Vanessa, Mom, my cousins, all the women in the family, planning, celebrating. No one told me. I typed into the chat. Didn't know we were doing wedding stuff today. Mom replied publicly. This was for bridesmaids and close family. Didn't want to rub it in since you're not coming. Cousin Kelly added, Yeah, no offense, Clara, but this was kind of an intimate thing. An hour later, I was removed from the group chat. I sat alone in my apartment, eating leftover pasta, staring at childhood photos of me and Vanessa. We used to be close. Or I thought we were. Maybe I'd always been alone. 3 weeks later came Dad's birthday dinner. I was surprised when Mom called to invite me. I thought maybe they were softening. Maybe they realized how cruel they'd been. I showed up at this upscale restaurant downtown, the kind with white tablecloths and cloth napkins. I was seated at the far end of the table, next to Trevor's parents, people I'd never met. Everyone else clustered together, at the other end, laughing, talking. During the toasts, Trevor stood up with his wine glass. To Robert, who raised an incredible daughter, Vanessa is everything a man could want. Smart, beautiful, successful. No mention of me, also Robert's daughter. Vanessa stood next, her hand on Trevor's shoulder. Dad, you always taught me to reach for the stars, not settle for ordinary. I got that from you. She glanced at me when she said, ordinary. It was deliberate. Uncle Jim, already drunk, leaned across the table. Hey, Clara, you ever gonna bring someone to these things? Or are you still married to those dusty books? The table laughed, including Mom. My face burned. I like my job, Uncle Jim. Vanessa smiled. She's just not a people person, never has been. It's fine. Someone has to be the quiet one, right? More laughter. I left before dessert. I cried the whole drive home. A month before the wedding, Vanessa showed up at my apartment, unannounced, holding 2 coffees. She was suddenly sweet, asking how I'd been, acting concerned. Then she got to the point. So, Grandma Dorothy gave you some jewelry. I was thinking, since I'm getting married, maybe I could borrow her pearl necklace? For something old? I hesitated. She gave that to me specifically. It was from her own wedding. Vanessa's face hardened. And you're going to wear it where? To the bookstore? I'm actually getting married, Clara. Grandma would want it used for something important. My chest tightened. It's important to me. She exploded. You're so selfish. This is exactly why no one wanted you at the wedding. You can't be happy for anyone else. She stormed out. I heard her through my apartment door, already on the phone with Mom. She won't even let me borrow Grandma's pearls. After everything we've done for her. An hour later, Mom called. You're really going to deny your sister something so small on her big day? After she's forgiven you for being difficult? I held firm. The necklace stays with me. But inside, I felt like the villain, Like maybe they were right. Maybe I was selfish, difficult, jealous. I stopped answering most of their calls after that. I focused on work. I earned Employee of the Month. I started journaling to process everything, and I reread the letter Grandma Dorothy wrote me before she died. "You're stronger than you know, sweet girl. Don't let them make you small." I kept it folded in my wallet, close to my heart. What my family didn't know, what they never bothered to ask, was that Grandma Dorothy's estate was more complex than anyone realized. Everyone assumed she'd left her small house to be split between her two kids, my mom Linda and my Uncle Tom. A few personal items were distributed. Books for me, some jewelry, nothing major. Dorothy had lived simply, quietly. But 3 weeks after that uninvitation text, I got a letter in the mail. Whitmore and Associates, estate attorneys, requesting my attendance at a meeting regarding Dorothy Whitfield estate. Matters requiring your immediate attention. I was confused. I'd already received my personal bequest. I scheduled the meeting for a Friday afternoon. Mr. Benjamin Whitmore was late 50s. Kind eyes, warm handshake. "Ms. Clara, your grandmother spoke of you often. She made very specific arrangements." He explained that Dorothy's estate included the house. That much I knew. But there was more. A secret stock portfolio, worth approximately $400,000. I almost fell out of my chair. Dorothy had been frugal her whole life. She'd invested carefully. She never mentioned it to anyone. The will had 2 phases. Initial small bequests, already distributed, and the primary estate, still in probate. Mr. Whitmore leaned forward. "Your grandmother named you as primary beneficiary of the remaining estate, with full executor authority." I couldn't process it. "But Mom and Uncle Tom?" "They each received $25,000, the rest and all. Decision-making power goes to you." She was very clear. He handed me a sealed envelope, a letter from Grandma Dorothy, to be read at this meeting. My hands shook as I opened it. "My dearest Clara, if you're reading this, I'm gone. But I need you to know something. I saw how they treated you, how they favored Vanessa, how you were constantly overlooked. You are the one who saw me, who visited when I was lonely, who cared. This isn't a reward, it's an acknowledgement. You matter, Clara. Don't let them convince you otherwise." I cried in that attorney's office. Mr. Whitmore handed me tissues. He'd clearly seen this before. "The family will need to be notified officially. How would you like to proceed?" I thought about the wedding, the uninvitation, the humiliation. "I want to wait until after my sister's wedding. Let them have their day." He nodded. Professional. Understanding. But as I left his office, one thought echoed in my mind. Then they'll know exactly who they threw away. Mr. Whitmore became an unexpected ally. He'd seen family dynamics destroy people over money. He knew the patterns. "You're being generous by waiting," he told me during a follow-up call. "But protect yourself. They may contest. They may pressure you." I agreed to let him handle all official notifications. The wedding approached. Social media flooded with posts. Vanessa's bridal shower, I wasn't invited. Dress fittings, a bachelorette weekend in wine country. Each post was a reminder, you're not good enough for this family. My coworker Diane noticed I was struggling. We grabbed coffee one afternoon. I confided everything. The uninvitation, the insults, the exploitation. She was furious. "You're letting them treat you like this? What choice do I have? They're my family. Family doesn't do this to each other. You know that, right?" I did know. But hearing it from someone else, it helped. A week before the wedding, Uncle Tom called. Suddenly interested in how I was doing. Suspicious, since we barely spoke. Then he got to it. "Hey, Your grandma's estate should be wrapping up soon, right? Your mom mentioned the house needs selling. We're thinking of listing next month. My pulse quickened. I haven't heard anything official yet. Well, when you do, just remember, family sticks together. We split everything fair, yeah? They were already counting the money, assuming it was theirs to split. I said nothing except, I'll let you know when I hear something. The day before the wedding, Vanessa sent a mass text to extended family. Somehow, I was still included. Tomorrow is my dream day. So grateful for family who loves and supports me. The irony wasn't lost on me. That evening, Mr. Whitmore emailed, Estate probate complete. Ready to proceed with official notification when you give the word. The funds are secure and legally yours. Take your time. I made my decision. Let the wedding happen. Let Vanessa have her perfect day. But Monday, when they were all basking in the afterglow, Mr. Whitmore would send the letters. And they'd realize what they lost. Not money. Me. Vanessa posted one final Instagram story before the wedding. Surrounded by people who matter. Tomorrow I marry my soulmate. No negativity, no jealousy, just love. I knew that jealousy was aimed at me. I screenshot it. A reminder of why I owed them nothing. Saturday came. I didn't attend the wedding. I spent the day hiking alone, finding peace in the quiet, in the trees, in myself. Social media flooded with photos that evening. Vanessa looked beautiful. The family looked happy. No one mentioned the missing sister. Monday morning, Mr. Whitmore sent certified letters to Mom, Uncle Tom, and Vanessa. Official estate notifications. By Tuesday afternoon, my phone exploded. Mom called 6 times before I answered. Her voice was shaking. What is this letter? It says you're the executor? There must be a mistake. I stayed calm. No mistake, Mom. Grandma left me in charge of her estate. But that's insane. You don't know anything about this stuff. We need to contest this. She wasn't in her right mind. She was completely sound. The will was written 3 years ago and updated a year ago. All legally binding. How much are we talking about here? I didn't answer directly. You and Uncle Tom each get $25,000. That's what Grandma wanted. And the rest? The house alone is worth $300,000. The rest isn't your concern. She panicked. This is a family matter. You can't just hoard everything. Vanessa just got married. They're looking for a house. Your grandmother would want... My voice went firm. Grandma wanted exactly what she put in her will. She wrote me a letter explaining why. Silence. What? What did it say? That she saw how you treated me. How all of you did. Mom tried backtracking. We've always loved you, Clara. If this is about the wedding, Vanessa explained. Vanessa lied to everyone and said I declined out of jealousy. You uninvited me because I wasn't worth a seat. Those were your words. She stammered. We were just trying to... It was a difficult situation. I'm done with difficult situations. The estate is settled. If you have legal questions, contact Mr. Whitmore. I hung up. An hour later, someone pounded on my apartment door. Vanessa and Trevor, both in casual clothes. They were supposed to leave for their honeymoon Wednesday. They looked stressed. We need to talk about Grandma's money, Vanessa said. I stood in the doorway, didn't let them in. Congratulations on the wedding, by the way. Don't be petty, this is serious. Mom said you're claiming the entire estate? I'm not claiming anything. I was given it. There's a difference. Trevor stepped forward. Look, Clara, we're family. Vanessa and I are starting our lives together. A windfall like this should be shared. It's what Dorothy would have wanted. I almost laughed. You never met my grandmother. You have no idea what she wanted. Vanessa's eyes filled with fake tears. How can you be so selfish? After everything I just got married. This is supposed to be the happiest time of my life, and you're ruining it. Something inside me snapped. I ruined it? Vanessa, you uninvited me from your wedding. You told people I was jealous. You tried to guilt me into paying for your flowers and giving you grandma's jewelry. That's different. That's just... You're being dramatic. I'm being clear. Grandma left her estate to me because I was the one who cared about her, not her money. I visited her every week. I listened to her stories. I loved her. Trevor crossed his arms. This is ridiculous. We're going to contest this will. I stayed calm. You can try. Mr. Whitmore assured me it's ironclad. Grandma was evaluated by 2 doctors, completely competent. You'll waste money on lawyers and lose. Vanessa's mask dropped. Her voice turned vicious. You've always been jealous of me. This is your pathetic way of getting revenge. Emotion finally crept into my voice. Revenge? Vanessa, I wanted to be at your wedding. I wanted to be your sister. You threw me away like I was nothing. I pulled out my phone, showed her the screenshot. No negativity, no jealousy, just love. You posted this about me. She looked away. Caught. I'm not the villain here, and I'm not your backup bank account. The conversation is over. I closed the door. Locked it. They knocked. They yelled. For minutes. Then they left. I sat on my couch, shaking, but strong. I texted Mr. Whitmore. They know. Thank you for everything. He replied immediately. You handled it perfectly. Your grandmother would be proud. In the following weeks, my family tried everything. Uncle Tom sent a long email about fairness and family values. I deleted it. Mom oscillated between cold silence and tearful voicemails. I didn't engage. Vanessa posted vague hints on social media about betrayal and discovering people's true colors. I blocked her. I used part of the inheritance to pay off my student loans. Completely. I put a down payment on a small condo, my own space, my own life. I donated $50,000 to the literacy nonprofit Grandma Dorothy volunteered with for years. I invested the rest carefully, exactly as she would have wanted. 3 months later, I got a letter from Aunt Diane. Surprisingly kind. I don't know all the details, but I saw how they treated you. Your grandmother was a wise woman. I hope you're doing well. It was the only family acknowledgement that meant anything. I framed Grandma Dorothy's letter, hung it in my new home office. I didn't reconcile with Mom, or Vanessa, or Dad. Some bridges aren't meant to be rebuilt. 6 months after the wedding, I saw Vanessa announced her pregnancy on social media. I felt nothing. No jealousy, no bitterness. Just distance. My life is quieter now, but fuller. Deeper friendships. Work I love. A home that's truly mine. I started a monthly book club at the cafe. Something Grandma would have loved. I sit in my condo now. Evening light streaming through the windows. Tea in hand. I think about the girl who got uninvited from her sister's wedding, who felt worthless. And I realize, for once, their silence didn't hurt me. It freed me. I finally understood I never needed their approval. I needed my own. That was 6 months ago. I'm still not speaking to most of my family. Maybe I never will. But I'm not the one who lost something. They are. Grandma Dorothy saw me when they refused to. She gave me more than money. She gave me proof that I mattered. If you've ever had to stand up to family betrayal, I want to hear from you. Hit that subscribe button and drop your story in the comments below. Where are you watching from? I read every single one, and I promise, you're not alone in this. Sometimes the family that's supposed to love you is the one that hurts you most. But you get to decide when enough is enough. Thank you for listening to my story. I'll see you in the next one.